Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me. Drop a yes in the comment section, or you can give me a thumbs up. So I'm sure that everyone on the call can hear me. Beautiful. Thank you for the feedback, Oludayo. Thank you, Iremide. Okay, awesome, awesome. Then I guess we can proceed. But before we get right at it, would like to thank you for the feedback, friends. I would like to meet everyone on the call. My name is Ejiro Gene Pepper. I'm sure you already know from the event flyer. So please give us the opportunity to meet you too. Tell us your name and where you are joining us from. So let me go first. But if you can also go first. So Ejiro. Mm, um, Okay, you can be gracious to tell us what you do as well. You can add that. Let us meet you, everyone on the call. Please go to the comment section. Tell us where you are joining from, your name, and where you are joining from. I guess people are still typing. Okay. Oh, Iremide, beautiful. My sister in Russia as well. Pleased to meet you. Even though we meet almost all the time. Yeah, I would love to get feedback from the others on the call. So I'm sure that we're not beautiful. Jones from Nigeria. Pleased to meet you, Jones. Hamed, electronic engineering from Nigeria. Pleased to meet you, Hamed. Israel from Ibadan, Nigeria. Pleased to meet you, Israel, of course. Iremide, they play. Simon, please leave Iremide alone. Okay, beautiful. Oludayo, future students from Akure, Nigeria. Beautiful. Pleased to meet you, Oludayo. I'm from Nigeria. I'm excited to have every one of you here on this call today. And like we already know, the session is going to be enlightening. In fact, it's going to be insightful. So if you know anyone that should be here that is not here yet, someone that is aspiring to be a data analyst, or someone who is already a data analyst but is thinking of other possible careers, please share the link with them and get them to join this call. Get them to join this call because this is the session that they need for the year. Okay, I see more persons are joining. Beautiful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're excited to have you on the call this afternoon. So let's get down to it. Career path for a data analyst. When you hear this topic, what comes to mind? I would love to know everyone's intention as to why you have decided to leave everything you could be doing now to join this session. Are you a data analyst and you want to explore the possible career paths that are available to you? Or are you an aspiring data analyst and you want to know if there's flexibility for you to maybe switch careers in the future? I would love to hear your intentions. Let us set our intentions straight. That will also help us guide us in the questions that we'll be asking our esteemed guests as well. Ogunkolade from Nigeria. Pleased to meet you, Victoria. Prince, electronic and computer engineering student from Lagos. Pleased to meet you, Chris. So let us set our intention straight. I'm still waiting for the first person to go. Of course, I would love to hear from every one of you. I would love to know what inspired you, what's motivated you to, leave everything you could be doing. Today is Saturday. You could be sleeping, you could be visiting a friend, you could be partying, you could be doing whatever, but you are here. What are your intentions? What do you hope to get from this session? Or maybe you just joined for joining sake. That is also an intention. It's a good way to spend your Saturday because, of course, you are going to be getting some insights that you didn't know you could have, considering that you just decided to join. But we really love to hear your intentions. So that will help us tailor the questions that we will be asking. I have not seen anyone yet. I have not. Please don't tell me that you joined for joining sake. Of course, that's not so bad, but I love to be intentional. So that is why I really, really would love to see that. Prince, Ludayo, Victoria, Simeon. I hope I'm pronouncing that Simeon very well. Okay, it can be Simeon or Simeon, I'm not sure. Jones, Hamed. Please let me hear your intention. Let me hear your intention. Let me hear your intention. Or I'll just assume that everyone just joined for joining sick. Okay, I guess people are still typing, which is a good one. I'll keep the comments section open. I'll keep the chat box open so I can see your responses. Okay, thank you so much, Oludayo. I'm an aspiring data analyst. An aspiring data analyst. Beautiful. Thank you, Oludayo. You are in the right session. And if you know anyone that should be here, please feel free to, send the link to them. Jones, you have your hands up. Is this something you can drop in the comment section? If it's something you can drop in the comment section, I would appreciate that. Join to learn more about data analytics career path. Also, we've got you covered, Simeon. We've got you covered. We'll be exploring all of that today. Okay, while we wait to read for more persons, okay, I have been in and out, but I am seeking for a very stable guide in all to learn and understand the data analyst in the best way. You are in the right place, Hamid. You are in the right place. I'm very excited that we'll actually put this session together because it's going to be addressing all of your individual and unique concerns today. So you already know we are data analytics. Okay, yeah, data analytics elite company. It is spearheaded by our amazing leader, Iremide Olatunji, who most of you would already know by now. She's doing an exciting job with what we do here. I joined to learn and explore from other data analyst views and learn from their experience. Beautiful, good to have you here, Jones. So she's an incredible woman. Trust me, what okay, so Peter, I joined because I want to explore more on data analysis. I also want to chart a course in data analysis. Beautiful. That is good. We're happy to have you here, Peter. I'm an aspiring data analyst. Great to have you here, Prince. Yes. So I was saying Iremide she's an exceptional leader. She's doing a lot for the community. She's doing a lot to make sure that her passion is extended to others. If you know Ire very well, you know she's passionate about data, she's passionate about numbers, right? And I'm glad to see how she extends that passion by setting up data analytics allied community to make sure that more people who are aspiring to be data analysts can come in to learn at the barest price possible. I've worked in an ed tech company before. So when you compare the prices and the value that you get, you know that this is really driven by passion. It's not just for money. Of course, the people that are teaching you will be paid and all of that. There are a lot of things to use money for, but you will see that there is passion beyond everything that we do, right? So that is something I really, really admire. But really, thank you so much for putting this together. I mean, for providing the platform for us to have conversations like this. Okay, so Victoria said I joined because I'm looking forward to learning more about possible career paths in data analytics and also make great connections with my fellow data analysts. Beautiful. Thank you, Victoria. You are in the right place at the right time. Okay, so today's session is going to be a very, very insightful thing. Like I said, we're going to be discussing the career paths that are available for a data analyst. So perhaps you're already practicing and then you are looking at, transitioning into other areas, or you are looking to transition into data analysis, but you are not sure of the future. We've seen these bulls around tech skills, and you say, oh, you learn product design today, tomorrow product design is infiltrated. We have so many product designers, and the industries are beginning to focus on the top 20 or the top 30 talents that someone who is just starting up will find very, very hard to fit into. And then you see that there are more people and then there are less available opportunities for them. We do not want that for you at all. So that is why we're giving you this opportunity. We are giving you this information that, okay, you can learn data analytics, and then tomorrow, if the odds changes, or even if you decide to change, because change is the only constant thing. I've had friends that studied or they were working as software engineers and then they decided to move into cloud computing, so decided to move into data roles. So change is constant, right? There is nothing that is cast on stone. So whatever your purpose is, trust me, we're going to be giving you insight today. And I have two amazing guests that will be helping me unravel the insights that we have for you. We have Israel. Israel is someone whose story will inspire everyone here because, just like I've said, that is his own experience. He started off as a data analyst. I won't say so much because when it comes on board, he's going to give us an introduction of himself. So Israel Odeajo. I hope I got the name correctly. Started as a data analyst and he's now doing something else right now. And he's doing it big. He's doing it well. So when he comes aboard, of course, but we'll have the opportunity to hear from him. Of course, we'll find out how he did it, moving from being a data analyst to where he's at today. And then the second guest is, of course, our amiable leader, Iremide Olatunji. Iremide started as an analyst as well, and she's already let me leave the let me leave the gist for the horse's mouth. What did they say? So here from the horse's mouth, right? She's already transitioning into another big technology, a very big one. And it started from being a data analyst. So these are the people we'll be listening to today. And then myself, of course, an analyst, a sales analyst, because I love sales, I love numbers, I love marketing. That is where my strength lies. If you give me a sales data and give another person that same data, the insights I'll provide, I'll provide you from that data will marvel you, because that is the feedback I've gotten from my leaders in the past. That always, how did you say that? That is for me. That is my passion for me, sales data. And I'm also transitioning into something bigger, something very big. But it started from being an analyst, from understanding these tools, from understanding the insights, what I could do with these technologies. And then that drove the passion for something bigger. Okay, I could be doing this if I knew how to use this technology, because it will also help me with better insights for the company I'll be working with, an organization I'll be working with. It could even be an NGO or something. I don't know. The future is bright. That's all I can say. So we're excited to have you here. Thank you so much for introducing yourself and for sharing with us what you look at for to get from this session. Trust me, this is the session that you should be in. And again, if you know someone that should be here and is not here, you can share the link with them and get them to join the session. So at this point, I'm going to be introducing our guests and giving them the opportunity to speak, and we'll be moving to the panel session. Mic check, Israel.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Absolutely, we can hear you. Good to have you here, Michael.
Same here. Thanks, Ejiro. Thanks, Erimide, for inviting me. It's an honor to be on this call. My name is Israel, and I've been in the data space for about 5 years. And in the last 5 years, just like Ejiro mentioned, my activities across being a data analyst. Of course, I used to have a background in software engineering, and decided to move, to the data space. Of course, where you start from is data analyst, then you begin to build on it. Over time, I've built to becoming an AI engineer where I work with a company in the UK. And I do coaching because I like to really teach, which is like the core of what I do really. And then I also part of the business part whereby I build machine learning models that helps businesses to make impactful decision. So that's like what I do really. And I'm so excited to be on this call.
We're excited to have you to Israel. I mean, that is a lot. Data analysis, software engineering, AI engineering. Wow, who best to learn from than our guests? We are excited to have you on the call. Mind check, Iremide.
Hi everyone.
Hello, you
Mic
look
check.
gorgeous, by the way.
Hey, Pepe. Thank you very much, Pepe. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, before I introduce myself, I would like to say I'm gonna give a shout out to Pepe. Like Pepe is an amazing friend. If you are doing NYSC or you're about to go for NYSC, please pray for the right connection of people. Pray that God connects you to the right people. Because I met Pepe during my PPA. We went for interview and we worked together in the same PPA. Pepe used to be executive assistant. EA to the CEO. And then from there, career started to move in direction of tech. I am so blessed to know you. I'm so blessed to have worked with you over the years. It's amazing. Like these are
Wow.
some people that these are relationships that I'm gonna cherish for life. Because like everybody that we serve together, only me and you are still this close, and I'm so grateful, for the gift of men, for the gift of good relationship. So when you are serving, please try to build relationship with good people. You never can tell where you guys will meet yourself, and the things that would come out of the relationship. My name is Iremide Olatunji. I'm a data analyst with 5 years of industry experience, just like my honorable boss Israel on the call. And I'm still a data analyst, but I'm currently transitioning into software engineering and data engineering. Actually, my main goal is to be a chief technology officer. And to be a chief technology officer, you need to have expertise in software engineering, data engineering, and data analytics. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking courses in software engineering, and I'm interning in my organization with a data engineering team while still working as a data analyst and still building the data analytics Allied global community.
Mm.
Like Pepe, as
So much.
earlier said, I'm passionate about data. The world has really transitioned so beautifully over the years. I know when I was growing up, my mom was studying desktop publishing. It was the thing at that time. Everybody was trying to have a certificate in desktop publishing. And then from there, it moves to typing skills. There's this typing test that we used to take. Is it Malcolm B or something? I don't know. I do forget the name.
Mavis Beacon or so.
Yeah, Mavis Beacon, whereby they test you whether you are fat, ASDF, semicolon, LKJ, and all of those skills. And if you look at the way things transition from there, it moved to everybody trying to learn PowerPoint, Excel, and Microsoft Word. Then there were empowerment programs all around teaching you computer skills of what how to use Microsoft Word, how to write like a newspaper kind of font with Microsoft Word, how to do PowerPoint, how to create master slide, how to use Excel for all these betting Baba Jebu stuff. That was it at that time. I remember after secondary school, I went into such kind of empowerment program. Well, that was when I knew that PowerPoint designing is not for me. If I go into act, I'm going to fail woefully. I was good at the Word and Excel, but you see PowerPoint, then we're drawing MTN logo, Airtel logo, Glow. I can never forget those times. It was a beautiful experience. And if you look at it right now, we are now into the data world. We are just transitioning into a different part of technology at different times, and right now we are into the data world. Before, it used to be some selected group of people that used to analyze data. They are the ones skilled with data. But right now, it's now moving from data analytics to data literacy, whereby
Mm.
everybody is able to communicate with data. So it's no longer something that some selected group of people have to do, but it's something that everybody should be able to do. You can download your bank statement for a year and analyze it all by yourself. Check the things out. What are your debit? What are your credit? What's going out? What's coming in? Where are you spending money on? Where are you? Do it all by yourself. You don't need somebody to do this for you. So it's becoming like data literacy, a way whereby everybody, both individual and business, are able to draw insights from data. Thank you very much.
You made me speechless for a minute. Thank you for that amazing introduction, and you also made me emotional. Thank you for the gift of friendship, Kiri. Okay, thank you guys once again, and we're about to go into this session. So before we get started, when the questions are coming in, I'm sure that you all have your questions. There's something that you really want to know. Oh, how does this work? How does that work? How does this integrate? How does this not work together? So keep those questions. Do not let them go. If it comes to mind, write it down, preferably, so you will not forget them. Because we'll come to a point for question and answer after the panel session, of course, where our panelists will walk us through some insights. Based on the questions that I will be asking them, you also have an opportunity to ask your own questions. In case I forgot to ask something that really, really bothers you, something that really, really concerns you, something that you are really interested in getting an insight on or getting an insight about. So it's recommended that you write those questions down so you do not forget them. And then when it's time for Q&A, you put them in the comment section, and then we'll take them as much as we can given the allocated time. All right. Please, I need a thumbs up. Let me be sure everyone is still here. Everyone can still hear me. We have 24 persons. Iremide, thank you for the feedback. Charlie Edwin, thank you. Samuel, thank you. Mobolaji, thank you. Queen, thank you. Alade, thank you. Temi Lolua, thank you. Beautiful. That means I'm ready to get started. So awesome. Jules and Sum too. Thank you so much for the feedback. Tulsi, thank you for the feedback. So we're going to get right at it now. Adelu, thank you for the feedback. So my first question is going to go to Israel, right? Thank you for walking us through your career path and where you are going to and your passion. But we want to understand, considering that you started with data analysis, how does mastering data analysis serve as a solid foundation for exploring adjacent fields like data science or business intelligence or other related fields?
All right, yeah, thank you very much for the question. So one of the way whereby mastering data analysis is like very easy to other fields, that we like want to explore, is the part that it provides what we call like a strong foundation to understand what we call data patterns or pattern techniques, and of course, as you begin to look at data, it also helps you to build what we call problem solving skills. So the part that you begin to solve problems, and of course, anything we are doing in the tech space, what we are primarily doing is to solve a problem. So nobody's going to, like I tell my learners or my mentees, is that nobody's going to employ you in the data space because they want to do for their Christmas. They will possibly employ you because you have the possibility of solving a problem. So at times you don't even have the technical skills at that point, but because you are a problem solver, you are just that inclusive. You're that kind of person that wants to think, what should we do? Is what is necessary. Even outside data, generally, it is one thing that is important. But in key to data is the part that it gives you knowledge about data patterns. It gives you some statistical techniques, so you are able to see things from hypothesis point of view, from assumption point of view, because really what we do in the data space has a lot to do about assumptions, right? And of course, how much confidence you are in, the result that you have is also important. So these are things that you begin to build up, as you begin to master your skills, and of course, as you also intend to switch over to other skills. Also, it also helps you to build, you are very crucial in also careers like data science or say business intelligence, which is also part of the things you are doing even as a data analyst. Anything you are doing in the data space, you are trying to help business to grow, helping business to take decisions. So irrespective of the career path, I know we're still going to discuss more in details, which I've already mentioned one of them, which is data science or statistical knowledge, is possibly helping you to build curiosity around it. It's the fact that you have strong understanding about the data pattern is very important in this journey. For example, if you want to come into data science space, the skills that you have had as a data analyst is going to possibly help you to know how much you are supposed to apply into what we call predictive modeling or predictive analysis, whereby you want to predict or forecast what is going to happen in the next few days, or say machine learning. Before you can do all of these guys, you must be very strong with your data analysis skills. So there are some careers in the data space that you cannot come into them until you are well, established in data science, in data analysis rather. Data analysis is really a very big thing, sincerely, because if you don't understand how data works, there are things you won't be able to do at that level. It's going to look very advanced, but the truth is the knowledge you've had about being a data analyst is going to make it very easier for you, because before you can jump into some of this career, you possibly have some knowledge about business intelligence. You possibly have knowledge about how to take strategic decisions, that can help in data visualization and reporting. So these are some skills that you already had earlier, which you will still need even as you move on. Thank you.
Interesting. If there's something I picked from what you said, is really getting those skills beyond analyzing data, beyond using those technical tools. They are also building up some self skills. So I would like to use this opportunity to remind everyone on this call, if you are practicing data analysis, in fact, regardless of what you are doing currently, have a skill bank, whatever you want to call it, something that you look at and say, these are the skills I have beyond your technical skills, beyond what is required of you in whatever field you are doing, whatever field you are currently, even as a student. What else can I do? He mentioned one that I love so much, problem solving. In fact, me, I'm very big on that. It's one of my strong skills, problem solving. For you, it might be effective communication. For another person, it might be interpersonal communication, whatever it is. For some person, it might even be analytical thinking. So it's important that you analyze, have a record for your soft skills, because the time will come where you need to show your potential recruit that, okay, I'm making this shift, I'm making this change, but these are the skills I have built over time that are going to help me successfully shift into where I want to be. Thank you so much for that contribution of that, Israel. I like call you Israel. Iremide, please, we would love to also hear your perspective on this. How does mastering data analysis serve as a solid foundation for exploring adjacent fields like, data science, business intelligence, or other related fields?
All right. Thank you very much, Pepe. Thank you very much, Israel. I feel Israel already said what I have to say, but let me just help us understand something a bit. What is data analytics in the very first? But maybe we should define some of these key terms so that we can see the correlation. Right. In like the name is different, kind of data analysis, data science, business intelligence. But at the end of the day, there are like too many similarities, right? Things that we have to see over and over. When it comes to data analytics, you say we are converting raw data into actionable insight. When it comes to data science, we are saying we are studying data to extract meaningful insight for business. Can we see the correlation? When it comes to business intelligence, we are saying we are combining business analytics, data mining, and best practices, data infrastructure to make data-driven decision. What is common in all of these three key roles? Making data-driven decision, or meaningful insight from data, or actionable insight from data. So you can see the similarities across these three career paths. So you being a data analyst, your knowledge of how you clean data and pre-process data will help you whether you are going to become a data scientist or a business intelligence analyst, because you meet with data, and at every point in time you have to analyze data. I would like to give an example here of when I transitioned into the data engineering role, and they were telling that, okay, there are some tables, that before, when they want to give an end user like those information in those tables, they will just write a SQL queries and plug it into Power BI, and then put it like in a Power BI share, and then the end user can then connect from the Power BI share into Power BI, and then sustainable. Now we need to transform those tables. Like, we need to find those original tables that are going to be there, but then those transformations that they do with SQL queries, we will do it in SQL queries, but then we have to now write it as a table on Redshift in a way that the end users are now connecting directly to that table instead of the former process that they go through. What are the key things that we do? I have to clean the data, transformation. These are data analytics skills, right? And also assign data cleaning. Also, your domain knowledge is very important, because for data engineering side, I was working with Alezo Pay. That's the payment platform, of Alezo, and it's like a fintech, right? So you have to understand how the fintech industry work, right? What are some of their key terminologies? Because this will help you to be able to think critically. Before you solve any problem, you have to know what kind of problem it is in the very first place, right? So these are things that I took in from my data analytics knowledge. As a data analyst, I remember when I started my job newly, at some point I didn't understand the way the whole sales flow is in the organization. So what I did was I told my manager, you know what, I want to go to the warehouse. I want to follow a sales rep out. I want to see what they are doing. I want to understand the entire process, because when I understand the entire process, then it's easier for me to build reports, that address specific business need and not something generic. And this is the same tool, this is the same expertise that I'm taking into data engineering, because right now I need to understand how the whole flow of the payment platform work. When they say KPI, when they say this, when they say KYC, what does it mean? I need to understand all of these key terminologies. So for me, I feel data cleaning and pre-processing and then domain knowledge are very important. Thank you very much.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that insight. Guys, I hope you are taking notes. It's very, very important, because this Queen, I think you have an open mic. You have a hot mic, Queen. I think you have a hot mic. Thank you. So it's important that you take notes, because some of these insights, you might not hear them again in maybe some weeks, months, or even years. So it's very important that you take notes. Something resonates with you, something that is important to you, that is relevant to you for your necessary path, for the journey that you have carved out for yourself. It's important that you take notes so that you can always make reference to it. Don't allow your mind to deceive you. You will remember, please carry paper and biro. If possible, use your phone to take the note because I don't want us to miss out on any of these insights. So, Israel, the next question is for you. In your experience, how has your background in data analysis opened doors to those other diverse roles? You talked about software engineering, you talked about AI engineering. What role did your experience in data analysis play in those other diversification?
All right, just like Erin mentioned, I think I need to emphasize the part of domain knowledge. It's very key, to what you build up, moving on. So my experience for me, I've worked more in the fintech space, banking and e-commerce. And of course, I've done a whole lot in the educational space. Those are like the backgrounds which I've really had to work. So building on that, most of the problems I've been solving, I've been privileged to find them in that kind of space. So I think the part that you need to create a niche for yourself as you begin to even build a data analysis skill, just like Iri mentioned, yes, it is all about generating insights, doing reporting, and of course, taking data-driven decisions. Yes, that is a generic word. What exactly, just like AJ also mentioned, she's a sales analyst. What that simply means is she has a space that she's trying to pay attention to. She has a space that she's trying to build on. So that means for her moving on, that's going to be like what she's going to be building on. So for me, when I started as that,
I guess we have maybe a network glitch or something. Iramide, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I would love to hear your insights. Um I'll wait for Israel to come back. Let me
Yeah,
take the
okay.
question again. Do you want me
Okay.
to take it again?
Yes, please.
Okay, so how has your background in data analysis opened doors to those other technologies, those diverse roles that you spoke about, software engineering and data engineering, that is you find a requisite for your end goal to be a CTO? How has your experience or your background in data analysis opened you up to those other possibilities?
All right. Okay. So for me, my background in data analytics has really helped me understand software engineering better. Because when it comes to software engineering, what happens is you are seeing the entire workflow of the organization. As a data analyst, you're only concerned about the data aspect of the organization. But the software engineer, you are looking at the entire thing. So the organization needs an application whereby a user sign in, right? And when the user either they sign in or they sign up, the user have to do a particular action, maybe create see their dashboard, create some tags. If it's like a to-do app, for example, so you sign into my to-do app, you create some to-dos for yourself, you delete a to-do can be pending, it can be completed. So all of those data, right, they are not stored on the application, they are stored where in a database. So my knowledge in data analytics has helped you understand, oh, okay, so this SQL that we work with, this SQL database, this is the way the data flows in, right? This is why they have to design a schema. This is how an ERD, it helps me understand all of those concepts better, because now I'm seeing the entire picture of, okay, the customer have to do this, then this data move from this data to this data, then it actually goes through validation, authentication, to be sure that a user is not having an admin role, an admin is not having a user role. All of those things are taken into consideration, and this data flows into the SQL database, where we, the data analysts, we just fetch data from the SQL database, and then we start to do all kind of analysis with it. So my background in data analysis helped me see all of these things. When you're talking about, oh, I want to schedule a job, in Apache Airflow and the like, you understand, okay, so this job, this is what it means. Do you understand? So it helps you see the entire picture. As against being a data analyst, you only see the data part, you know, of the whole technological picture. But when you sit as a software engineer, everything is in your palms for you to explore.
That was an insightful share. Guys, I hope you are really, really taking notes. Thank you so much for that. I mean, it still boils back to having domain knowledge and understanding exactly what is needed. So it's very, very important. So please take note of this. So you're here and you want to diverse, you want to transition, so you know exactly what to look at for, you know exactly how to make your path also an effective one, like our guests that are already doing it. So this is tested and proven. If you ask me, they're already doing it, so you too can do it. Isa, would you like to continue, or should I move on to the next question?
Yeah, sorry, I got cut off.
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Okay, so like I said, now I'm more of a machine learning engineer. So what do? I build machine learning models. I deploy models for business use cases. So what that implies.
Oh, hey, I'm not sure what's happening, but I think I lost Israel again. So, Ira, I'll move on to the next question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. I'll move on to the next question. How do you see the intersection of data analytics and other emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning? What are what are the intersection of these different technologies?
All right. Okay, so when we talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning, these are different things, but then they are also kind of similar, because if you have to categorize tech, you categorize them in the same category of AI and machine learning. They are often used together. So what I'll talk about is enhanced predictive analytics. Right. So AI and machine learning algorithm can be integrated into data analytics workflow to enhance predictive analytics capabilities. So by leveraging machine learning models, organization can move from traditional statistical method to a more accurate prediction based on patterns and trend in data. When it comes with data analytics, all you are doing is you're taking historical data, that is something that has passed, and then you're trying to find out what has happened with it. When it comes to predictive analysis, where you use AI and machine learning, you are predicting into the future. That means something has not happened, right? But then I'm predicting that this kind of thing will happen, and that cannot happen if I don't have historical data. So my historical data will tell me the patterns of how things have been going. Then I can now predict into the future, right? And also, it also helps with automated data processing. Machine learning algorithms can automate data processing tasks, allowing for more efficient and scalable data analytics. These include tasks such as data cleaning, feature engineering, and other processing steps, reducing the manual effort required in traditional data analytics. When your data is dirty, when I say data is dirty, and then you have to go through several steps to clean it, right? With AI and machine learning, cleaning data is easier. You don't have to be going, oh, this date, then they not write date very well. So you have to go and be, doing some kind of traditional manual. With AI and machine learning, it's easier for you to clean your data, to have like an automated data processing. And the last one is the one that really stood out for me: anomalies detection. With AI and machine learning, this model excel at identifying anomalies and outliers in large data sets. If you are using the normal traditional way of analyzing data, you might not easily find these anomalies and outliers. You might just it might just get mixed up in the whole thing. But with AI and machine learning, these things are like breaking down. They can see everything, and then they can easily detect these anomalies and outliers that would have been overlooked by traditional data analysis process.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for that insight, Iri. So I would really love to, hear a quick feedback before we move on from the audience. We've asked about 3 questions, and we've gotten like two unique responses to those questions. So far up to this point, what is something that you have gained? I want to make sure that everyone leaves this place with something, even if it's one thing. Like our Christian brothers and sisters will say, Rema. Even if it's one thing, I want to know, so far so good from up to this point, what is something that you have gained, that they have said, that has made sense to you? You can't say there is nothing. Even me myself, I have heard something that I think I would also apply personally, because I mentioned that I'm also transitioning into something that is big. It's so big that it scares me. All right, so I would love to hear your feedback so far. Queen, Jones, Somto, Oludayo, Simeon, Ahmed. Okay, Queen, you have your hand raised. Okay, please unmute your mic, Queen.
Yeah, I've been listening to some of what you guys said. I picked up the problem solving skills, like
Mm-hmm.
when you said you don't have to have the technical skills, but having the data problem solving skills and like mastering it, having so that you can have the mind of going into an organization and making it different in that organization, right? So when you
Mm-hmm.
see, when they know that you're a problem solver, and then they can actually probably grow in that organization without
Mm-hmm.
having technical skills, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say here is, though I'm refreshed, I'm just learning Excel now. I just want to
Mm-hmm.
ask some questions, like um
There will be
I
time for questions, Queen. There will be time for questions. I just want to know what
oh,
you've
okay.
gained up to this point.
And
Yes, don't
so
worry.
basically, that's a
Yeah.
problem solving skill.
Beautiful. Thank you for that addition. So I'm very happy to see that people are listening. It gladdens my heart. Let me go to the comment section. We have some interesting comments there. The use of AI and machine learning. This is from Jones. The use of AI and machine learning in automating data processing with a backup of domain knowledge and soft skills. Beautiful. Oludaya says data analysis is a good stepping stone to getting started in data science and data engineering. Perfecto. Hamed says technical expertise essentially around domain knowledge. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely correct. Everyone have spoken correctly. That means that we are all following up to this point. I'm excited to hear that. I mean, when we're having this session again in January 2025, we do have it every month, by the way. When we're having it in January 2025, or maybe in 6 months' time, I'll be excited to see Queen say, oh, I got my first internship gig, or I got my first entry level job. That would be so much joy to me. Or to hear another person say, maybe Lodayo can say, guess what, I'm transitioning into software engineering. That would be so much joy. So I'm really, really excited to see that everyone is following. So I'm going to go to the next question. I'll ask the next question. Now, this question, Israel, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know
Awesome. No, 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 it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you. The important thing is you're back now. So I would love you to share with us some successful or effective strategies, effective emphasis on effective, some effective strategies that you have applied that has aided you towards a successful transition. Because I'm trying to imagine in my head data analysis, software engineering, AI engineering. These are strong skills. Let me say for strong men. So please share with us some skills or some strategies what you have done that has helped you successfully tour this path.
All right, yeah, thank you very much. Sorry, everyone, that I'm breaking. I hope that it's stable this time. All right, one thing that I've done over the years is I put myself into the business, really. That's one of the things I've been doing. I try to be like the business owner, right? And this is the emphasis here is that you need to have the business problem in mind, right? So the part that you want to solve a problem and you are limited, in doing it. I remember when I was doing software engineering, I was doing more of a back end thing, right? I had a guy who will always build the front end, and he would tell me he's still waiting for the guys who is going to fix the back end. So in my mind, I'm like, if I'm going to come into software, I have to be doing front end and back. I can't be waiting for anybody. Like he was waiting almost 1 week, 2 weeks. He has built those beautiful, UI, and I'm like, yes, this is a form. Nothing is happening. This is a contact us. Nothing is happening. So the guy said he was waiting. So I was always putting myself like into the business, use case whereby what should be done like now. So that is what helps me to know what and what to learn part time. All right. So when I was starting that, it was the same thing, but I noticed that there were other things I could not do. All I was just doing was just generate insight and all of that. I want to be able to do other things. I want to predict the next what the person is going to see. I want to predict an action the company to do. Like that was all that was driving what all that I was doing. Oh, I built this machine learning model. Nobody can use it. So the next thing that comes to mind is I want to deploy this machine learning model. So the part that was helping me to build like my career was the part of what is the next thing to do. If I have this level of knowledge, what is the next thing I need to do? So that was like one big thing for me, putting myself into the business owner, and of course looking at the things that I need to do, like I look at my limitation and say, okay, this is what I need at this time. At a point, all I was doing was writing reports. I was working on research. I got all of this idea. How do I get it to many people? So I was doing, I was working in a company whereby I need to write research. This idea, yes, how do we make it marketable to everybody? We have deployed it. How can we share it to the academic space? So I do a lot even right now, in research writing, whereby I have to write about the research I've done. I have to write technical reports. So like these are the things that it was, informing me about what action to do. So two key things you can take from that is the part I was putting myself into the business needs. So that was helping me to grow my own personal skill and of course also contribute to the community. And the second part was the part I was looking at my limitations in respect to the role I was handling and see what else can I do afterwards. Yeah.
Very, very insightful. Very, very insightful. Reminds me of what Ire said about going out with the sales guys to the field, so she knows exactly what to give to them, what information will make sense to them from our reports, from our analysis. So, guys, if you are here and you are looking at transitioning into data analytics, we've got you covered, of course. Absolutely. That is why we are here. Our courses are designed to help you start from ground zero to ground hero, right? Then after you've taken a course and then you feel like, oh, I want to do more, I want to be more. These are the things that can help you. You already know that, oh, for me to become a data science, I need a knowledge of this, I need a knowledge of that. And then you take that inventory and say, okay, these are the areas I need to work on. These are the areas I need to build on. So let's say you admire specific industries. I've heard people say, oh, I cannot work for the banking sector, or I cannot work in the health sector. Let's say you have a particular industry that excites you, or you have a couple of them that really, really piques your interest. You can also go ahead, like Israel just shared, put yourself in a position. If you own a bank, what business approach will you be adopting? If you own a hospital, what information will be important to you? If you own a school, what are the things you will look to have? So when we talk about putting yourself in the business, putting yourself in the position of the business owner, these are what we are talking about. So you know exactly what makes sense, what you need to do, and then okay, I need some insights on this, I need some insights on that, and then you also pick up all of those. It's a combination of everything. Thank you so much, Israel. Media would also love to hear your insights on that. Strategies that help us, effective strategies to help us effectively transition.
All right, so I'll start with the willingness because everything starts from the passion, the willingness to transition. Are you determined enough? The motivation is good, but the motivation is not enough because let me speak pidgin. It get where the motivation go push you reach, you go come back. Right? You have to be willing to keep going, even though the tides are kind of rough. You have to be willing to keep going, and you need to have a heart to learn. Right. I know when I started my career, I have some character deficiency in ways that I prefer an elderly person teaching me than a younger person. If they are younger than me are teaching me, I feel like why you take know this thing where I don't know. Pride would not allow me really submit myself to learn. But I have to learn over time that no, you have to put that one aside, if you are really, really to go through this thing. And you're surprised that some people that will mentor you are people that might be younger than you. It might be a 19-year-old boy that's coming to mentor you, but your eyes are on the goal. Right, you want to transition from this step to this step, and your eyes should be on the go, irrespective of who your mentors are. So, mentorship is also very important. And do your research. Know how long it will take you. I don't know how people it's like I'm in Ibadan now. I want to take a bus to Lagos. And I've not researched of how long it will take me from Ibadan to Lagos. That means I can take a bus and then the bus is taking me the whole day and I've not gotten to Lagos. Right? Because I didn't do my research properly. If I know that in 2 hours I'm supposed to move from Ibadan to Lagos and get to Lagos, if it's taking 4 hours, I will tell the driver, I beg, park. Let me get down. I don't think you understand. You are heading towards my direction. Right, so you need to know how long it will take you to transition. For me, when I say I want to become a chief technology officer, I've done my research. I know what it will take. I know how long it will take me to learn the data engineering skills, how long it will take me to get the software engineering skills, what are the key things that I need to know, and then I start looking for who know this thing that I need to know. Who is skilled in this software engineering that can train me? Who is skilled in data engineering that can train me? When I registered for, I knew that Alt School was doing a very wonderful job with their software engineering program. And then I enrolled myself straight up. I didn't wait for any scholarship, any Don Jazzy, whatever. I paid with my money. Say, I want to do this thing and I'm ready to go. Even though it was difficult, semester 1, semester 2 is very tedious, but I still have to keep pushing myself. So you have to be willing, you have to be determined, you have to research. Do your research. Know data science. Okay, what are the tools in data science that you need to learn? I've seen some data school, they'll tell you data science package, Excel, Power BI, SQL, and you'll be like, so do your research and know, so that when somebody is telling that to be a data science you have to learn Power BI, you say no. Based on research, I know this is not this. Right. So do your research and know what you're supposed to learn at what time. Know how long it will take you to learn this particular thing, and have mentors, who can guide you, people you can discuss about your career goals to, that can encourage you and motivate you, so that when you are down, they are actually there to hold you up. There's actually one particular scripture that I love in Ecclesiastes that was talking about two people, working together, and a three cord, is strong, so you actually need that community of people. If you see if you want to go into data science, join a community of data scientists. If they're on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, join and then contribute. Hear what they say to the little ones that contribute, so that they can also learn from you too. You'll be amazed at how they will also learn from you. So have a mentor, be willing to learn, be determined, and do your research. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful contribution, really. Thank you so much for that. Sometimes we just get overwhelmed by how much we can do. You see something that you need to do, like, oh, I can do this. I don't need anyone's guidance. So having a mentor can actually help you if you know exactly what you are doing. If you know exactly what you are doing, right? Imagine you are going to Ibadan and you go to meet someone that is going to Lagos and say, please come and show me route to Ibadan. That person is not on the same path with you. So how do you expect them to effectively guide you? But if you're going to Ibadan, you meet someone that is going to Ibadan and say, oh, please come and show me the road. I need to get to Ibadan. They will gladly even take your hand and say, you know what, I'm going there too. I went there last week. Please come, sit down, take pyro and paper. Let me show you the road, the navigation. There'll be your map. So it's very important that you you put that into consideration, and then be willing to learn. Be willing to learn. I'm very sure that maybe 5 years ago, people that thought that they knew Excel very well. I changed my location. Sorry, I hope the lighting is not so terrible because of power supply. I hope the lighting is not so terrible.
No, it's fine.
Okay, thank you. So imagine someone that thought they were experts in using Excel 5 years ago. As of now, let's not even say now, as of maybe August 2023, I can affirmatively say that that person cannot come outside to make the same boost if they have not been constantly learning. Because even as you are growing, these guys are also growing, because new technologies are coming up, and then they too are saying that, oh, we need to include this, we need to include that, our solution needs to be able to do this, needs to be able to do that. So you must be willing to learn. That thing you knew 3 months ago, 4 months ago, might have been outdated in another 6 months. Iremide, please, your hand is up.
No, I want to shoot a shot to those that learned Excel 5 years ago. Don't talk about asking you about macros and VBA. Do you know macro? Do you know VBA? I'll be like, hello.
Or even the integration with Python. So yes, that is it. So it's very, very, very important that you learn. Jokes apart, it's very important that you learn. All right. Then, of course, be willing to receive mentorship. Some of us, we are too intelligent for our own liking. Someone is telling you something, they are trying to show you something, they just tell you one point, just like the joke, it's not really a joke, like a nugget they tell us where the man told his son, or if you want to be effective at work, make sure that your absence is felt. And then the guy said, oh, sir, please, I need to be off work today. And they said, okay, go. And then they said, what? So this man is not around, that we can't get all of this thing done. They increased the salary, they promoted him, and then he began doing it all the time until they let him go. And then he went back and said, "Oh, I was sacked." I said, "Because you didn't wait to hear the second part of the story." I said, "Make yourself scarce, but you have to make sure that you are not absent from duty." So sometimes we are too fast than we are faster than ourselves, in all honesty. So when you are getting a mentor, please be teachable. It's very, very important. Be teachable, be teachable, be teachable, be teachable. Okay, I'm going to okay. Follow Humo Road. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. I can see your comments. Peter and Samuel, we see you. Jones, thank you so much. And Samuel, too. Be traceable is the word. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your contribution. So I'm going to be going on to the next question. Israel, I would like for you to go first, right? So we've been talking about skills beyond technical skills. Have this skill, and then you know that they can help you excel in your new role. So my question is, how do people showcase these skills? I mean, beyond the technical background now, these other soft skills, these other things that makes a great employer, that makes a great employee, that makes a great addition. How can someone showcase those transferable skills when seeking out new opportunities? For those that have not started data analytics, of course, how can they, show their potential recruits that they will be a great fit? And for those that are already into data analytics and want to diverse into other areas, how do they show these skills to their potential recruits? Those skills that are transferable.
All right. So the first thing is for anyone you're working with, the ability to want to learn is what anybody is looking at for. All right. Nobody knows everything, right? And that's why you have a lot of people going back to Slack to check out things, going back to Google to even basic things. No one is going to employ someone who is not open to, learning. And they've said it already. So the ability to want to learn. That's why when you go for interviews, when you are being asked about some certain things and you don't know, tell them at that interview that you are open to learning and so. Anyone who hears that already knows that you already have some of these soft skills, to do that. Other thing you might want to look at for as someone who wants to come into data space or even the tech space, the second thing basically will be all around paying attention to details as you begin to start, because there are some problems. Like I said, I do coaching, I do mentoring, and all of that. There are things that you will not be able to write or you will not be able to code until you pay attention to details, because it is from that document that you need to read, and it's more like the business problem that has those details. When I give people tasks from checking from their presentation, I know they didn't pay attention to details. It was shocking. I was on a part on the sitting about 2 weeks ago, and somebody was presenting a report to me. From the first page, I told him this is wrong. She was shocked because this was more like things that you really do have, right? Do you get my point? So, like, the person was pretty much very shocked, all right, because that was the first thing she had from me. Like, from checking the first page, I can see that this person has not been paying attention to the details for the problem. So I told him, "Oh, this place you've already used this, and you're supposed to use this." That was, available in the report that guides you from showing, some of these things. So I think that's one thing that you also want to pay attention to. Pay attention to details as you begin to learn. We are working on a particular problem. Please pay attention so that you can be sure that everything that was mentioned, is what you pay attention to in that problem. Another thing is this: have good communication skill. Be able to communicate your thoughts in a way whereby you are going to address issues about people. And that's the problem we have most time. We have issues with ourselves, not because we don't understand what we are saying, but we are possibly addressing people and not, issues as it were. So pay attention to, communicate easily. Maybe your line manager is not giving the kind of information that you want. There must be a way you don't make your line manager feel as if he doesn't know anything. Because many of us in the tech space or data place, we want to make our bosses feel they don't know anything, right? Because we are the experts and all of that. Try as much as possible to communicate your thoughts in a way by people who is leading you, people who are at the ends of affair, they don't feel like they don't know anything. Of course, they might not have those knowledge that you really do have as the expert, that is training is ourselves at every time. but you want to try as much as possible to communicate to them. Say, oh God, please, can we check this report again? Do you want to check this thing again? Not making them feel, oh God, this is wrong. Oh, the record is, nobody's going to keep you on the job. I've had cases like that whereby I have team members that wants to show to the to the CEO that they have all the knowledge. They want to correct them at slight, what, they sack the guy. Of course, he was the best guy for the job. So most times, some job won't come because you are like the best guy, or you know how to talk, or you are the best person that can present. People want to have people who can speak to them politely, right? So I think that's some of the skills that we must bring. That will also always make referral easier for you, because in this tech space, people get opportunity more on referral. People get opportunity more on somebody knows that they can do it, not because you have all of the projects on your GitHub. All right. So everybody really wants a situation where you can be referred, and somebody can say, "Yes, I've worked with this person before. Yes, I have worked with this person before. I can guarantee this person." That is more than the interviews. For many jobs I have done, and I'm privileged to work out of the country, I have not done interviews. And it's funny because somebody is saying that we want to recommend Mr. Israel like this. And the next time I'm just seeing, an offer letter. And it's really very funny. Most of the jobs I've done, I don't do interviews, just more on referral to say, oh no, he has worked with us and we can refer that he can work. Even when I work with a company and they were doing layoff, somebody from the company was, referring me to another company to say they have an opening right now that I can try out. So I think these are some of the the soft skills that you can explore as you begin to pick your skill. Beyond the data thing, it's going to be necessary for you to bank that your job that you look out for. Thank you.
So much insight there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Israel. Quickly, Ira would also love you to top up on that. How can we
As in,
showcase our transferable skills?
that was fire. That was like
Serious
that
one,
was
serious
fire.
one.
Everything Israel said is actually some of the issues that some people have. You feel because you are the one in tech, you carry your shoulder. People will tell you that no, I want my report. So you say no, this is how you must have it. You know, I was battling with a report that a manager was saying that no, Ire, I actually want it this particular way. I said okay. I spoke to my colleague at work, my friend. I said, okay, I'm trying to do this particular. I said, no, you can tell him he cannot have it that way. He can only have it in this way. I said, how will I go and tell him that I believe that nothing is impossible? So my job is to get it done the way he likes it. If your manager like table, give him table. If you don't go and be giving him pie chart and bar chart, like Israel, you are spot on. And these are some of the things I just let them just, I beg, this guy, wala is too much. Let him go. And I've seen a lot. I'm sorry that I've seen a lot of managers that instead of them now using your report that you build on Power BI or whatever, they'll say, no, it's Excel we want to use, or it's Google Sheet you want to use. There's nothing you do about it. That's they'll be like, now Google Sheet will sabi. So make all of us there for that Google Sheet level. And it will really help you grow in your career. Because imagine you're going for data and I say, okay, my project, my portfolio, in my view, I work with Google Sheets. Like, and they don't use Google Sheet, how would they believe that you're a data analyst and you're skilled? Do you understand? So we actually need to calm down with all of these our tech stuff. Okay, so building on what Israel said, I'd just mention a few things, which is portfolio. I know that a lot of people still struggle with what a portfolio is, how it is. I don't want to just show you a sample of a portfolio that I'm building, though I'm not even done yet. But I just feel that this will just give somebody an insight into, how you can build a portfolio. Just go to the Wix website and they are like different Canva. It's like your Canva, right? You just drag and drop. So I have all of these for myself. You can see. Then I have all of the projects I'm working on as a data analyst, data engineer, software engineer, and founder of DAELITES. So I'm going to you can see I click here to view some of my projects, though I've not added anyone yet. Like I said, it's still in the building stage. So beneath it, I'll have like a couple projects I did as a data analyst, a couple of projects as a data engineer, a couple of projects as a software engineer, and some of our achievements in the data analytics community. I can just put them here too. So in case you're a data analyst now and you're looking to transition into data science, AI, machine learning, data engineering, you can have a portfolio like this where you showcase all of your different projects, across the different careers that you have. Some of it might be in sales or customer service. Then you move to data analyst, then now you want to move into something like that. It would be nice to let people know that, okay, I have experience in sales, and maybe you write a couple articles or sales that you wrote on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very powerful place. If you're a salesperson, write some few articles, give strategies, on how to increase sales, how sales can help business productivity, all of those articles. I know Peps was writing it at some point, to it, and it really boosted our LinkedIn profile. Right. So it's very, very important to have a portfolio, and also please volunteer. It's very important when people have events, just volunteer to speak. Volunteer to share your knowledge and showcase your skill. That new thing that you are building, no, you might not really have that opportunity until you volunteer. Data First is calling for speakers. Just go there, and I'm not sending you the link to my portfolio. Why will I send you link to my portfolio, please? I only showed you an overview. Go and design your own. Right? So volunteer at event. Currently by February, we're having a Microsoft Global Power Platform user group, for all states in Nigeria and all over the world. They are calling for speakers. Volunteer. If you're trying to transition data science, the little that go and talk about it there. You will see other people that are also beginners like you, who you will have also enlightened. Volunteer to speak, to showcase your skill, and also LinkedIn, like I said, write articles on LinkedIn, write something, share your knowledge, on LinkedIn. And also very important for those that want to go into back-end engineering, software engineering, machine learning, AI, contribute to other people's projects on GitHub. So go on GitHub, you see some people's project, open source, contribute. Go there and contribute. Do some little adjustment. Let them know, okay, I did this, I did that. You'll be surprised by opportunities that would come out from there. I think there's this particular lady that is into open. Is her name Ruth Ikigai or something? That's how she got all of the gigs that she's getting here and there, by contributing to open source projects on GitHub. So please contribute to other people's projects, volunteer to speak, and then have a portfolio. Document all the things you'll be doing in your career. Document them in a portfolio. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the insights, Irene. It was really, really insightful. I'm seeing some very interesting comments here. Please, let's remember, the essence of this is that you are just transitioning. So it could be that you are just transitioning into data analytics, or you are transitioning from data analytics into something else. It's not like you've gained 10 years of experience as a data analyst, or you've gained 10 years of experience as an AI engineer or a machine learning engineer. So at that point, nobody is going to throw your CV out because you said you are open to learning. Let's be serious. In fact, I think that's an admirable skill. Imagine I'm here. Let's say I'm a DevOps engineer, for example. I'm a DevOps engineer and I want to transition into data analytics, right? And then I have successfully learned the tools. Like Ire said, I've worked on few projects, contributed to some other people's work, and then I come to you, everyone on this call. Let's say you are the panel, you are the people recruiting, and I show you my portfolio and say, I've been a DevOps engineer for 10 years, 10 solid years of working in the tech industry. And then I'm just transitioning into data analytics because of my passion to draw insights for businesses. That is what led me into learning. And I have successfully built XYZ projects as a data analyst. So this is my first job I'm interviewing for. Please, in all honesty, sentiments aside, will you consider me for the job or not? Whatever your reasons, I would also love to know why in the comment section. Just say, yes, I will consider you because of this, or no, I will not consider you because of this. Let us be honest. If you didn't hear the analysis, I will go over it again. Israel, I will come to you soon. I will go, yes, I will consider you good. Something you consider me. I will also love to know why. Someone that has built a profile, that have built experience in something else, and then they are transitioning into this, and they can show you clearly that this is what I have done, even though this is my starting point. Come on. And then the person comes to you and say, I am open to learning, or I'm willing to learn, or I'm a quick learner. You are going to be offering that person that job. sentiments aside, except that person, maybe they had a fight with their spouse or something. You know, when people fight with their spouse, that one is a different kind of thing. You cannot really appease that kind of anger cannot be pacified. Right? No, you are applying for an entry role, queen. Why should someone who is just starting go and apply for an expert role? When you're applying to roles, you know they specify what they want. It could be they want someone with 1 or 2 years of experience. It could be an entry level role, then 15 years of experience. If I don't have up to 2 years of experience, why would I go and apply to a role that requires 15 years of experience? Yes, we have faith, but we also have to be realistic. I hope you understand me, Queen. So this is entry role. Yeah, you are just moving newly into this thing. It's not like you have all the years of experience in it. So if you tell anyone and you can show evidently that this is what I've been doing to get me ready for this course, come on now, you'll be given a chance. I can bet on that with my braids, of course. Israel, please, let's have you.
All right. Thank you for making that clarification. Beyond entry role, I've been in the tech space for close to 15 years, and I'm speaking from experience. Maybe we don't want to take actions the way things work in Nigeria, or maybe that has not been my own market really. Even if it's a 5 years rule that they're expecting. So is Pepper saying something? Sorry, can everybody hear me?
Of course, yes.
We can hear you.
All right, good. Makes sense. All right, so quick one. Beyond the entry role, even if it's not an entry role, even if it's the general role that we know, the job space is beyond what we have as experience, really, at times. The things that are expected, if you are not able to show to people that even if you have the experience, that you are teachable. I remember I got into a company in the US, there was a tool they were using. Of course, I have a better tool for that role. The first thing they told me was that I must learn that tool in the next 2 weeks. All right. It's an experience role. All right. There are other tools that can do that same thing. So you need to understand that the workspace is really very different from how interview plays out. Right. The real workspace is beyond what is happening in the interview. You can give people some gamma J. You can give people, you can play people at interviews. You can even say you have 100 years of experience. It is really completely different from what the real work is going to look like. If you have not created an environment that shows that you are open, receptive, what is going to give you the role? It's not just because you have the level of experience only. It has to show that you are going to be very curious about the job. You are going to put the work to heart. People have to see that why people are giving you the job every time is not because you have the technical skills. It's this soft skill we are talking about. It's not just the technical skills. People who have many of us on this call, we've had experience, we've had technical skills that is what many of us getting the jobs we've applied for. And at times we don't get them because of some of these things we're talking about. Somebody who has been possibly been referred, or somebody who they feel like is going to possibly learn more on the job. You don't have all the 100%, of the job requirements. You don't. You always have it. But if you have shown to them that you have about some percentage of knowledge, I'm not going to ask you to go for a 3 to 5 years job and not have any experience. That's not the context we are saying. We're talking about the part that even if you have all of the roles, there are still going to be tools that are unique to that company that you have to show that you're going to learn it. Imagine you're in an interview and they talked about a particular tool and you don't know that tool at that point of the interview. It's not going to be reasons why they should not give you the job. You have to say to them that you are willing to learn that tool, but then you have learned this also tool who can also do this particular task that this tool you are asking for is going to do. So that is the context we're talking about. It's not about, of course, I don't want us to also have the HR system in Nigeria completely in mind, right? That will be the one that you tell you're going to learn on the job. Yes, experience is important because even to navigate your way in learning, right? Even to navigate your way in learning, at times it can be a whole lot, right? So I think that's one thing to also take note. But of course, I agree that experience is important, not to fly away from that. Thank you.
Thank you, Israel. Just so you know, in case you see people dragging you on the streets, please, Edwin responsible. Edwin say we should hold you. We should hold you after this call because of your expertise. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to share two experiences of my friends, close friends. One of them has been a data analyst for 5 years and is transitioning into data engineering now. He has been working 2 years as a data engineer. He got interviewed for a job in his country where he is, not in Nigeria. This is even outside Nigeria. He made it to the last stage of the interview. to the last. Do you know what it means to make it to? Normally, when you make it to last stage of interview, it's as good as getting the job. The reason why they did not give him the job, they said he didn't seem enthusiastic about the job. That was the only reason. Not because he was not technically qualified. Enthusiasm, they said he, like, I was angry when I got that response. Like, what do they even mean by enthusiasm? That someone did not show enthusiasm for the job. Another one. This one is a sales role, not even anything technical. When he was interviewing for the role, they asked, what tools can you use? For those of us who are familiar with sales, most skills or most career path, they all have tools that they use. And then they went to make sure, I can use this, I can use this, I can use that, I can use that. And they say, oh, this is the tool that we use for our own CRM here. Can you use it? And he was honest, no, I don't understand Salesforce, but I understand HubSpot, and they work almost similarly, and I'm willing to learn it. He got the job. He absolutely got the job. So these things are not cast on stone. Someone said in the comment section that be authentic and be real. Yes, you can. You have to be real, because if you won't lie and you want to pacify people and you get your way into the job, you will not even last there more than 2 months. They will figure you out and you are out, and you start the process of interviewing all over again. I wouldn't wish that even for an enemy. So why go through all of those stress, right? So just be honest with yourself. Be as open as you can. Be as detailed. Don't Ira will come to you. Don't miss one thing. There's something I did in my last company, which is what Ira was talking about. I used to write about a lot of things on my LinkedIn. And when I was writing my achievement, I was just laughing. Like, if my boss even sees this thing I'm writing, the man said go surprise me. Did she achieve all of this really? But yes, because there are evidences. You might have forgotten that I did this, but me, I'm not forget, and I'm taking note of every single one of them. And if you ask me to reproduce that, I will do it for you again. So you have to take account of everything you are doing. You have to take account of everything you're doing, because that's the only way you can show to people that I have done this, I can do this. Ire, please, let's have you.
All right, thank you very much, Pepe. I just want to talk more about the authenticity, in your skills, and I want to sound a note to people in the UK. UK. People in the UK looking for you don't know Power BI. Oh. You went to apply for data analyst job. Now you're calling me in Nigeria to be showing me your organization data. First, you are wrong because you are breaching data privacy. you know, you are showing me your organization data. Shall you need to go meet with me to not help you to be showing you how to create a relationship between two tables, how to, looking for support role. When you know that you are not a data analyst, you don't have the skill, you are not willing to learn. Let people that are skilled get the job. Don't bother applying for it. Don't apply for a job. You mago get your way, and then you're looking for somebody in Nigeria to come and be supporting you. So you even go as far as attend meetings for them. Please, let's try and do better. And this is coming rampant to the UK. You pay another organization to write a tech reference for you. If you are skilled in sales and you've worked at sales, take your sales reference and be authentic about it. So have a portfolio to show that this is my skill. This is what I can do now. Before, I used to be just a salesperson. Now I have learned data analytics skill. I have a portfolio to show for it. I'm willing to learn. Be authentic. Don't try to cut corners just to get, the job, or just be authentic. Be yourself. If the job is for you, you get it. If God has a better place for you, God will lead you to the better place. Let's stop doing this, this cutting corners thing, whereby somebody that is not skilled will get a job and then you'll be paying some people in Nigeria. It's actually very crazy. It's actually when you hear, be like, and some of them I even did masters of data science. So, and they even have distinction in that they are masters of data science. So you please, let's be authentic. Let's not like spoil the market for people that are really authentic in this tech space. Because if this continues, some of the recruiters in the UK, most especially, they will actually shut the door on Nigerians. They'll shut it down on Nigerian skills and expertise, and it's not good for us. It's not good for somebody that has been building themselves over 5 years, staying. They now got a visa to the UK, and then they are going there to, and then they heard that, oh, some people has messed up, and then the UK government have decided that no Nigerians will get a tech skill again. Will that favor us? So let's try and do better. Let's be authentic. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that addition. You know, this recording, of course, we're going to post it on our YouTube page. So those pre people, they might come and they will watch it in it. It's very important. You know, I have a friend as we speak, even when I was talking to him last night, he was working on someone's work. That is what he does. You get a job, let's say I get a job. I can do the job, I cannot do the job, whatever it is. I hire someone like that. I pay them from my salary to do my job. Some people use it for strategic things. Don't get it wrong. There are two sides to it. I know people who are experts. They've gained over like 15 to 20 years of experience and they just need the money. So they'll use their CV, apply to jobs, then get junior guys that are not really doing so much financial. Just get them like, okay, you'll be my project staff. When they give me task at work, I'll give it to you. And then you do. Then I give you a cut and then I take my own. People do that. Experts do that. But the bad part is if you do not know how to do it and you go and position yourself like that. I had one in my former company in Nigeria. The guy came in as a software engineer. He didn't even last 1 month, in all honesty. When he came, he was open, he was honest with the engineers, and he told them that this is what I've been doing. And that guy is rich. When you say rich, the guy is rich. So this is what he has been doing. That he will get people, he will get jobs, international gigs, and then source for guys locally, and then they will get the job done for him. Then he'll just give them a pay cut. But he really wants to learn it because if he knew how to do it, then he will just be the one, collecting all of those money. And then he came. He was honest with the engineers. Of course, he was not honest with the HR manager and our boss, of course. And the kind of people I've been working with, these are people that demand results. They're not a hear story. When my boss, if there's something that you are responsible for, he's not going to be meeting this other person, say, why is this not there? We call you to his office, hello, why is this so? Why is this not so? And then to make things worse, my boss was a software engineer for Microsoft. The boy did not stay 1 month before everyone knew that he didn't know what he was doing. And that was how he left the company. So please, it's a very painful and a shameful thing, in all honesty. I know that sometimes we just want money. There are different reasons that people do things, but in this kind of, except you're an expert and you just want to maybe help the upcoming talents, but do not lie about what you can do, please. Don't lie about it. You have to be as authentic as you can. Because of time, we're going to be taking it. Okay, Ire, please. Why
Yeah,
we call on Ire? If you have your questions, please be dropping it in the comment section because of time. Because if you leave us, we'll be here till tomorrow. So
yeah.
please be dropping
I
the
just want to
questions so
add
we can take them.
to what you actually said. Like, even if you are skilled, you're a professional, if the organization does not approve it for you to share their task, their job to younger people, you are still breaching confidentiality
Yeah,
stuff with that organization. It's not fair on the organization, right? If you have an agreement that, okay, so I'm coming at this thing, I'm going to carry your tax and give to younger, you have an agreement with them.
the
But if
company.
you don't tell them and then you do that, I think in Nigeria or maybe in the world globally, we need to strengthen our data governance laws and policies, because there are a lot of loopholes, and that's why people can just do anyhow with people data. How can you, as a software engineer, give younger or like delegate the job to other people, knowing that there are things called phishing attack? If you're into cybersecurity, you know all of this thing, right? Ransomware. Somebody that built the
Mm-hmm.
app can hold the app on ransom, right? And tell the company to pay some amount of money before they. So because of your
True.
carelessness, or because you're trying to make money off something, you ruin the entire thing for the organization. That won't be fair. So if
Mm-hmm.
the organization is not agreeing on that plan with you, It's best to do their job, take your pay and go. And you feel that you want, leave the organization for those that are willing to do the job. Or recommend the junior ones that you're trying to help. Recommend them to the HR for them to employ them and bring them on board. Instead of you messing up the data governance, strategies and policy for the organization,
Yeah.
and then you're messing up the whole thing. But we really need to work on our data governance laws and policies, because if not, all of these things are just, I don't know, the one is just crazy, because they're actually
It
not meant
is.
to be. Why would I employ you and then you give my job to somebody else? No,
Yes, to do.
that's very wrong. That's very, very wrong. Irrespective of whether you are skilled or not, is very wrong.
Thank you for the contribution. Yes, so Charlie, it's crazy, in it. So we have a question from Oludayo. So either you or Israel can take the question. He has two questions. First, as an aspiring data and okay, no, this is not the first question. Sorry, Jones. Yes, Jones. Talking about proficiency in tools, can you be 100% in all? That's his first question. Then the second question is, what are the tools ascribed to ML and AI? Ah, Jones, we use English for us to ascribe. So two questions. Can you be proficient in all of the tools? Then secondly, what are the tools that you can ascribe to machine learning and AI?
Yeah, I get that clearly. Okay, so someone who is a machine learning engineer, the first thing is that you can actually know everything. You see, the way the Nigeria system is built is that you should learn as many things as you can, and I'm from that food of thoughts. But then doesn't mean that you need all of that. It's just going to make it easier for you to switch, really, right? And that's like the first thing to take note. Keep learning as much as things as you can. If you have the opportunity to learn. I cannot overemphasize that. I learn almost every day, right? Even with my role, because I also want better opportunities, right? I want to enter some other space beyond the UK, right? So you want to keep learning as much as you can. But if you want to become a data scientist, which is more like what an ML person is doing, the first set of things that you need to do as much as you can is first become a successful data analyst. You know, I said that when I was starting. This is a journey. All right. I didn't just become an ML engineer, AI engineer. No, I was first a data analyst because many people will just come and build models and they just say, yes, their model is 90% accurate, their F1 score is doing fine. And they really don't understand the business. That's why many models does not go into deployment. So pay attention to your data analytical, skills. But in respect to learning, be very good with your Python, right? Python is a programming language that you must learn. Be very good at Python basics, understand the Python, knowledge that you need really in respect to doing analysis, because you will need all of that before you can build machine learning models. So also learn some Python libraries that will be necessary for building machine learning models. Learn some Python libraries that will be useful for deploying machine learning models. That's like the first thing to learn. And of course, if you have the time to learn R2, because the community you find yourself, the working space you find yourself are dynamic. As much as I'm going to be a preacher of Python, I also do R, right? So, and that is exactly one of the things that you need to learn. Where you find yourself is what determines what to learn. And if somebody say I learn Python, no Python, I will be able to give that person that job, even if we need an R user, because almost the same thing, just different from syntax, right? So learn Python as much as you can, learn R, learn SQL, all right, then you can also learn some cloud, tools too that will make your work easier. Just like Ire mentioned when we were starting, that some data you cannot just work with locally. You might want to use some cloud platform on AWS or Google Cloud or or Amazon platform to run the data. So you want to learn some tools within those environment, but the code you're going to be writing at those level is heavy around Python and SQL. So if you know Python and SQL well, then like I've mentioned, this Python and SQL can serve different purposes in respect to where you find yourself. But the key thing is, as data, before you can become a data analyst or a scientist, rather, please learn to be a good data analyst. Then you can transit down to a data scientist who talks about big machine learning models and deploying machine learning models, depending on the place you find yourself. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that addition. Iremide, would you love to add to that before we move to the next question?
I'm not adding. I'm just letting people know that 4th of February we are starting our course on SQL. We are starting a Tableau course, and our Python course is in 25th of February. So if you're looking to to join any of our classes, whether it's
Mm.
SQL, Tableau, or Python, please check your email, or if you're in the community group, the message will be conveyed in the community group. But if you are not in our community group, please check your email. There are links to connect with us on all our platform. You can join us on WhatsApp, which you can get to meet me one on one, and then we can have one on one conversation on WhatsApp. You also get to meet Pepe, Charlie, and other people in the data analytics A-Light community as well, so that we
Mhm.
can help you groom your skill, you know as far as you want to go in your career. As Israel has said, you have to be a good data analyst before you move to data science. That doesn't mean you learn only Excel. Oh. You now say you want to go. Let me off my mic.
Oh my God. Yeah, thank you so much. So for everyone on the call, if you have not joined us yet, please do it to join us. And if you are here, and you've made up your mind that you know that you want to enroll for the courses that are upcoming that Ire just talked about. I'm going to drop our link tree link. I'm open to the internet. Okay, beautiful. So you we'll share with you how to join the WhatsApp community. But for those of us that want to enroll, you can use that link to register for any of the courses. Okay, Israel, you have your hands raised. Let's have you before I go to the next question. Mind check, Israel.
Hi, can you hear me now, please?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, maybe one thing I saw on the chat, and I think it's important to say that again. Somebody is saying recommend us, and I think I need to speak to that. Recommending people is not a problem if you have showcased your work and you belong to a community. Those are the two things. All right. Belong to a community where they know you to be problem solver. I belong to a community whereby 24 hours we are solving problem. Imagine. So people are sleeping, though. So people by 2 a.m. you drop a problem, somebody's there to attend to that problem.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, if you are the type of person in that kind of community, to recommend you for a job, even when they post jobs, all right, they will tag you on those jobs. Like somebody will just tag your name and say, look at this job. He's telling that person, if he has a direct network to that job, to look out for you. That's how I got most of my job. They just
Mm.
post job, somebody will tag you on it, and I mean, you just get that they are working, checking your profile and feeling that you are qualified for the job. So I think it's that part. Recommending people is easier. But nobody wants to recommend someone that is going to go out there and just fuck all of it up. So I think that's the part that is important to emphasize. Two things you need to do to make recommendation easier for you. Talk about what you are doing. If you just learn basic about Python, please write about it. Be a good writer. Write about what you've done. The little project you build, attach it to it on your GitHub. Like I really showed, build a simple portfolio for yourself. The second part is belong to a community. Jobs goes directly to communities, right? Kind of, but some job come directly. But there are some jobs that they already reach out to somebody who is a senior developer to say, please, can you recommend somebody for this job? The same job you are applying for as a plain person. Oh, I have the skill. Doesn't work that way. Somebody who also has the skill and belongs to the community is going to be recommended for some job. So I just think I need to add
True.
that.
True. Thank you for that addition. The next question is from Oludayo. As an aspiring data analyst, by your experience, what is the best way to get started in the data field? That's one. And the second question, after learning this skill, how can I practice them or even market them? Any one of you can take the question.
Okay, so let me take for data analytics, right? How to get started. Excel is the foundation, right? Excel is the foundation. Excel is a grandfather of data analytics. So you have to ensure that you are skilled in Excel. After Excel, you can learn data visualization tool like Power BI or Tableau, right? But most organizations are drifting towards Power BI, and Tableau is also, well used. That Tableau has a very supportive community. The Tableau community is very supportive, and even I think there's something in Tableau called Data Viz of the Day, which I love very much. If your report gets there, you can show this for to recruiters and say, oh, I created a report that was voted in as data visualization of the day in Tableau. So you can either learn Power BI or Tableau. After you've learned that, then you can move to SQL. That's a structured query language. Then after that, then you can move to Python. Then from Python, you can now branch into machine learning, data science, AI, data engineering, software engineering, and do all other things that you want to do. But the starting point is Excel, Power BI or Tableau, SQL, and then Python. And the second question is what? How do you showcase? You are muted, Peps.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. After learning these skills, how can one practice them or even market them? That's the second question.
Okay, so practicing them, it actually depends on where you learn them from, right? If you're learning on YouTube, you might not really get enough maybe data sets for you to work with, except maybe you want to go on Cargo and then be shuffling the numerous data sets on Cargo to find the perfect one for you. On Cargo you find different kind of data, and a lot of them might not even interest you, so you might do a lot of finding before you find the one that will interest you for you to express your skill on. Because I see people tell me things like the data I'm seeing is on health while I want to focus on sales. Do you understand? So it might really take a lot of stress getting the right data set to express yourself. However, you can join the data analytics elite community. Like, we are the best. I'm not gonna lie because it's my community, but then we are the best. We know what we do. And then I have some of our students on the call. I have Queen, I have Victor. I see all of them and the amazing things that they do. Maybe I'll allow them speak about Queen. If you're open, I would like people to hear your opinion on the Excel, how you started 2 weeks ago, and how you are progressing and learning. Right. So if you join our community, we give you a lot of assessment, and then you get to build 2 project work for each of our courses. So if it's Excel, you are building 2 project work, and these 2 project work can be added to your portfolio, like I showed you. If you join Power BI or Tableau, you build 2 project work also. If you do SQL, you build 2 project work. If you're working with Python, you build 2 project work. So if you got everything, that's 2 times 5. That's 10 projects at the end of the day. So if you can accumulate all of those projects and then add them to your portfolio will be very heavy. Anybody that want to open it will feel the weight. you know, of your portfolio. So that's actually it. And you marketing yourself means sometimes you have to do some practice. You have to highlight what are the things that make you unique from every other person. We have a unique part, right? For me, I feel I'm actually a people person. When people see me, we just gravitate. There's just this natural force of gravity with people. So that is one of my own unique selling points. So you have to know what is your unique selling point. Do you understand? And then know, okay, so this is my technical skill, this is my soft skill, this is my unique selling point. How can I blend these three together? Right. Then when you blend them together, you can now draft like an elevator pitch. Because when you're meeting with a recruiter, they tell you the main thing they'll ask you is tell us about yourself. So you need to be able to talk about yourself in a way that would wow, they'll be like, wow, this person is aware of who he is and why he is here for the job. Yeah, so that's how to market yourself. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I'll quickly add on that, so especially on that soft skills, is the reason why we do this. I mean, from everything we've been saying since the beginning of this call, you've not heard any of our speakers say, oh, for you to copy and paste, you use Control and you use V, or for you to do this, you do that. No, 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 no. That's what the technical classes are meant for. Beyond the technical skills, there's place for soft skills. Let's just imagine this. Assuming everyone on this call was applying for one role, everyone on this call have the technical requirements of the role. Let's say they require you to understand the use of Excel, SQL, and Python. And everyone on this role can use Excel, everyone on this role can use SQL, everyone on this role can use Python and do it so well. We all have equal amounts of projects. And then when they say portfolio, I have 10 projects, Ire has 10 projects, Israel has 10 projects, Mohammed has 10 projects, we all have 10 projects. What's next will be the criteria. They will start looking at our skills. Okay, beyond the technicality of these people, what else can they do? What else can they offer? What problems have they solved? How have they contributed to the success of their communities? How have they contributed to the success of their previous organizations? Some of us take community things with so much levity, but you will be surprised. A friend of mine was applying for this AWS reinvent thing that they do. And the only reason that they did not collect her was because of her community engagement. They said that community engagement is not there. She should do more for our community for her to come again next year and apply for it. So, which is why I also like what Israel said about being active in the community. It's not just to join, look at messages, laugh away, anything, be an active contributor, because these are the little things that are going to single you out of the many talented people that are out there. Because trust me, as we're on this call, someone in Pakistan or maybe India or maybe even US is also doing something towards, enabling that career. It's not only us that wants a better career, right? There are others that also want a better career. But what do you have that is going to single you from these other guys? That is your unique selling point. That is what you will leverage on. When you find it, make sure that you leverage it very well, because that's what will also help you to sell yourselves better than any other person that is also qualified for that role. There's another question here from Oludayo. Sorry, another question I have is, someone told me that data analytics is not really a sought after skill compared to other field in tech. The person said this to advise me to look into another tech skill. Wow, this is interesting. Oludayo, would you like, I'm sorry, Israel, would you like to respond to Oludayo before I proceed?
Yeah, so it depends on the experience the person has had, but we are here to say some of the things that we think is much happening. There's nobody discourage you from coming to the data space. It's important to say that it's something like that that is not sought for. It's sought for everywhere. Just like the same way building website was like everybody's thing many years ago, right? It's the same way now. We are now preaching that everybody should come to the data space. And I think that is the part whereby when you now come to the data space, try as much as possible to create a niche for yourself. What does that mean? Just like Ejiro mentioned, she's a sales analyst. For me, I'm more of a fintech analyst. I That is the kind of data I've worked with over time, and over time I've built models for. I've made paper publications around it. So all I've been building over the years, right, has been more around fintech. So I have so much. So if I'm looking for opportunities, so when there is anything in my community, they find a fintech expert. People tends to recommend. But of course, I did not study fintech. I did not study even anything in the finance space. But I have passion for money, really. I want to understand. I want people to be accountable for how they spend money. I can fight people so much on that. I just want to be sure. Give me the account of how we spend this money and let us be fine. So that is what drives my. And of course, the fact that in Nigeria as a nation, we have issues with credit worthiness. I remember at the point there was a particular company that was always borrowing people money and people will run away. Is it Pampi? I can't remember the name now. So I felt like I was going to find something to do in that respect. That I could not get the data set, but I tried to build something that looks like that. So these are some of the things that begins to help you to build, your own space. To say, oh, yes, we are all analysts, but this person now has like a space. This person is a fintech analyst. This person is a sales person. But of course, everybody is a data analyst. But you have to now, uniquely identify where you want to belong. What kind of data do you want to be working with? That is why the person might say that we are encouraging everybody now, and of course, there are not a lot of programs now. Become a data analyst in 1 week. That is why things like that are happening. Become a web developer in 45 minutes, 24 hours. That is where the problem lies. So don't let the person tell you data is the future of work, right? It is where everybody is going to come to. Just like Ire mentioned when we were starting. Those days used to be that everybody should be able to operate a computer, be able to use Microsoft Word. Literacy is what we're talking about now. So don't let the person, stop you, from starting a career there. It might not have benefited the person so much, and of course, it can be frustrating too. Somebody who has become, of course, I have people like that. They've been doing that for like 1-2 years. They are struggling to get internship. So if they find somebody who wants to get in that space, they won't have the energy. They don't have that, like, the word to tell you. Like they feel like it's, and sincerely, it might be like that. In the data space, entry role is the problem. Your first gig is the problem. Once you get that first job, whereby you work with a particular unique data set, then you can fly. That's all you need. But nobody's willing, just like Area also mentioned about data privacy, nobody's willing to just open data to you as an entry person. I don't know many people who have seen that GTB bank thing, somebody who was sending a wrong notification to everybody. So Amita, who is already going into the the live data and was just sending anything, hi, hello, and everybody was just receiving that kind of message. So it's the same thing. Data is live to some people. So don't let anybody make you feel that you are not supposed to start. Please start it, and of course follow the right track. The first track is that find a good learning structure. Just start. Don't let anybody make you. It's their experiences they are talking with. Don't let anybody make you feel. And of course, we're also talking from experience here that it is a sort for rule. Data analysis is not going to, but there are things that you must leverage on. It's going to leave a time whereby it's just not going to be about the tools. You have to be able to write some programs. Python will become core. R will become core. SQL will become core. But some people have just learned in the no code way, whereby they've just learned Power BI. Even to write DAX is a trouble. Even to write calculated feed, they cannot do those things. So you are still limited in what you are learning. Do you get? So that is where the problem lies. We are both Power BI user, but me, I'm writing DAX. I'm writing complex code, as it were. I'm doing a tableau. I'm writing calculated feed. I'm writing, I'm creating stuff that are not in the data naturally, which is the data engineer that is creating. So that is where the problem lies. So somebody who has just learned Excel, who cannot even use VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, is saying that is not sought for. Of course, he's going to say it's not sought for because what he's doing is just inside data and just click on it and drag out a pivot table, pivot chart. He will tell you it's not sought for. But because you are learning in a structural way and you are learning the advanced things, so please, when you are learning, keep at learning and learn the needful. Don't just learn, because everybody's learning. Just learn the needful. If you learn the needful, with Excel alone, you can do amazing stuff. Excel right now can help you even do predictive analysis, can help you to build stuff. Do you get? So, but somebody who has just learned basic is saying that it's not sought for. But when you have a structure, you'll be able to get the best from it. So please, I'm preaching to you that data is the way. Give yourself to it. Let what anybody is saying is their experience. They've not gotten the internship they wanted. They've not gotten the job they wanted. So they won't want to encourage, which is, not a bad idea. I think I've not benefited from it. So if I'm going to talk to you who is a beginner, I won't have that flair to say, do it. Right? I hope that makes sense.
Wonderful insight. Thank you so much, Israel. That was more than an answer for everyone here. Please, I hope you got a wake up call. In case you are considering giving up, please don't touch the guy. Like my popular radio personality will say, don't touch the guy. If you are thinking of giving up, please do not do it. And there's something that we do here that I really love. Data analytics ally community, beyond teaching you to say, oh, come and do this, so you work on this project. Do you know that we actually go out to companies and say we have people that can help you analyze your data? And it's been going well so far. They come to us with projects, and then we get our students on the project to say, hey, come and work on this, come and work on that. You might not get that anyway. The best you will get are mock-up projects, maybe projects from 10 years ago, 5 years ago. They are no longer live. But this is not a real life situation. If you go and visualize rubbish, the company will come for you because it is a real situation. So that is something I really, really admire about us. Do not give up. Iremide, please, let's have 5%.
Yeah, thank you very much for mentioning our 1 million SME goal. I remember in December, so one of my previous boss where I was working before, he left the company to start his own organization. So he's into drinks. So he supplied drinks for parties, to clubs, to lounge and the likes. And he did it he started in July last year, July. And at December, he called me and he was like, Ire, I've been documenting all of my data. So I wanted to analyze all of this for me. I want to meet with an investor and I want to show him figures and facts and this and this. I said, oh, okay, that's so I called selected a team of some of our students. I'm like, okay, guys, we are working on this. Though with one heart, because investor, if you go and if you go and display what is not, the man will come for my neck. You understand? So after they did the whole analysis, I had to sit down and then check it, one after the other to be sure that no be Sabino. So Charlie, So, I have to check it one after the other to be sure that the right thing was what was presented. So I make some little adjustments here and there. But yeah, our 1 million SME goal is flying. And the goal of this is we have a lot of SMEs out there. Data is life for everybody. It's not just the big organizations that are meant to have data analysts. But these SMEs can afford they can afford to pay a data analyst. And you are learning data analytics. So why don't you work for these SMEs, for a period of 3 months, 6 months? We are working with live data. In fact, some of them don't even have data. So you are even starting from helping them structure how to collect the right data, what structure of data, presenting it to them, helping them, look, if you do it this way, you increase your productivity. And most importantly, what we do is we actually identify loopholes in all of their business operations. Say, oh, this thing you are doing, this is where it's costing the business. Then the business owner can know how to tidy things up. Right, that is our own way of contributing to the SME organization in Nigeria. We want to get as much SME as we can and then deploy our students to them to, like, you go and work with this live data. It also help you because it's a real life experience. You can put a data analyst at Shukura Enterprise. I'm just joking, but then you are a data analyst there. You did the work. You have proof. You have proof. You can stand anywhere and say, I did. Like I was talking about Nuji drinks. We did this we helped him analyze that for his investor. So we did this. You can boast and say we've done it for Food Base. Food Base is a Nigerian food company where they're an SME. So what they do is they actually package food from the market. They go to the market, they buy rice, beans, they clean it up, wrap it, rebrand it, and then they ship it to the US, UK, or any other part in Nigeria. We analyze their data for them, and also, in fact, the owner of the owner of this of the business actually works for Tony Elemelu. And she was sharing some opportunities that were open in their organization with us. So these are some of the benefits that we have. And also, we are working with a media organization currently too. They are currently launching a digital a photography academy. And our team are also on it too. So we started prototyping since last year, and then we are launching fully in February. So if you know a business owner, you can always let them know that, okay, I heard this. Can you speak to this person? My number is available. I'm open to take any calls. I'll drop my number again so that we can have conversation. We want to bring all business owners together, all SMEs together, and let them know the importance of data and how data can help them increase profitability in this economy. Thank you very much, Pepe, for mentioning that.
It's my pleasure always, Remedy. Joss is asking just just a little insight on Linux from any of our speakers. I hear it everywhere. Okay, I guess he's asking for maybe a little intro what Linux is and what it's about in the tech space. Any one of you can take it.
All right, so Linux is an operating system, and just like you have Windows, and for some set of work, set of environment that you want to work, they recommend that you should be able to use Linux environment, which is more like Windows, you're very close to Mac, OS kind of, but of course it is available for some tools. They want to be sure that this person can use this environment because that's possibly where they are deploying their works. So it's just like Windows that you have and all of that.
Okay. Jones, I hope you got that. So Windows is just another operating system, but a lot of some heavy technical work revolve around Linux environments. So you have to, not at this stage that you are, obviously, or as you proceed, especially when you want, let me not bore you with a lot of technicalities. But if you want to go deep, it's something that you should also consider learning, but obviously not at at the beginner level. I'm trying to look for more. Okay, I don't see any questions here. Okay, I think I saw some hands raised earlier. I'm not sure if you have a question that you've not dropped it in the comment section, you can just raise your hand again. I saw some hands raised earlier. I think Precious and one other person, Prince also. I'm not sure. Let me check. Okay, there are no hands at the moment. But if you have a question, please, I would love to. My question has been answered. Okay, beautiful. I want to be sure that we're not missing any question before we wrap this up. Okay, Remy, please let's have you.
Yeah, no, it's not a question. I
Okay.
want some of our students to share, their experience learning in the
Oh,
data analytics elite
okay.
community, so that those that are interested, they can
Mm-hmm.
also, apply and join our community and see the kind of value that we
Mm-hmm.
offer in our community. So I don't know,
Beautiful.
Queen, are you available?
Yes, I am.
All right, please let's
So
have you.
let's have
And
you.
Mr. Wale, after Queen, Mr. Wale.
Beautiful.
So thank you for this opportunity. And I remember when I met Irimide on Instagram, I had to tell her, I said, look, I don't know nothing about Excel. I'm a novice, like I'm blind in this. And she was like, okay, don't worry, you know it is just step by step. I said, okay. And then I got myself in, I paid for three other persons, right? Yeah, I paid for three other persons to join. And I so far so good. It's been the 30 minutes learning, hands-on, the teamwork, it's I've moved from zero to something. I can say that I'm proud of myself step by step. And Simeon, the mentor, is just too awesome. I can tell you that for free. That the guy is very, very good. I'm proud of him as well. Thank you guys.
Hmm. I can feel the energy from the way you are able to talk. I'm proud of you. That guy is very, very good. Hey, thank you very much, Queen, for that honest submission. We appreciate you. And just know that we're rooting for you, okay? After your Excel class, you want to go on. Not if you want to, I'm hoping and I'm believing that you go on to learn other tools, learn SQL, learn Python, just explore as much as you can. Trust me, within the shortest of time, because the passion is already there. Within the shortest of time, you will be shocked at what you yourself can achieve. I'm rooting for you, and the entire community are rooting for you. Mr. Wale, are you here? Are you ready for us? Mic check, Mr.
Yeah,
Wale.
yeah, I'm with you, but I'm on the steering. I'm with you. I'm on
Oh,
the steering. I'm driving,
oh, okay,
so I've been using my headsets.
okay.
Yeah, I won't be able to.
Okay, that's very understandable. Oh, after your learning journey, we'll give you a form to give us your feedback, so we can also have that. Thank you. Okay, Charlie is asking a question. What career advice do you have for starters or aspiring data professionals in terms of expectations? Because most people want to just start earning as soon as possible.
It's very simple, right? Get skilled first before you start earning. The skill
Mhm.
before the money, right? It's when you get skilled that the money will come. The thing is, you can actually get data analyst job for 50,000 naira, for 25, for 30, but would that sustain you? Right, like Israel mentioned, you can see and you learn Excel and you don't even know VLOOKUP. You're just doing basic data entry. Do you want to
Mhm.
be at that level, or you really want to take time to get skilled, to train yourself, to join a
Mhm.
community, have a project, do the right thing, and then apply for a role that will pay you, for all of the effort that you've invested in yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, so get skilled, then you earn.
Mm. Beautiful. Thank you for that response. I also want to add something, especially for people that are transitioning. Like you've been working for, let's say you have 5 years of experience, you have 10 years of experience, and you just want to, delve into tech, you want to transition into tech. Please, is it's very important that you lower your expectations. It's crucial. Take it to heart like a creed. Because I'm assuming that if you have 5 to 10 years of experience in any profession, you're probably already at mid level. You're no longer at maybe entry or even intermediate. If you know what you are doing, someone can be an intermediate for 10 years, but I'm assuming everyone on this call know their honors, right? You can't be earning, let's say, 700,000 naira as a mid-level. Let's say you are a mid-level, a mid-level accountant with UBA, and then assume that the same UBA will pay you even 500,000 for a data analyst intern role. Again, miracles do happen. Miracle not the tire Jesus, right? But we also have to be realistic and ease Jesus of some of those unhealthy expectations. So you have to lower your expectations. It's not a sad thing. It's not a sad thing at all. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. It's nothing sad. It's just temporary for the greater gain. Some people that started their career, I'm sure if we do a survey and we ask all the prominent analysts to say when you started your career, how much were you earning? Compared to 3 years later, 2 years later, 10 years later, you can't even compare. You can't, it will be an unfair comparison. So please, you have to calm down, farabale, like my Yoruba brothers and sisters will say, right? Bring your mind down. If you need to drink cold water when you are thinking about these subjects, carry cold water, drink, even pour it on your head so that your mind will calm down. All right. It's not that the money will not come, it will certainly come, but you have to be skilled enough to get there. And part of what it will take for you to be skilled is actually taking those cuts, those pay cuts or whatever it is. All right. So I just wanted to quickly shift that in place. You have to lower the expectations. Milolua is also asking, in choosing mentors, what are the things I should pay attention to? In choosing mentors, what are the things I should pay attention to? Israel.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm good to say answer that because I also run a mentor forum, and also
Oh,
where I work.
beautiful.
So when you want a mentor, right, you have to be sure that you are ready for the work. I've seen people reach out to me, please mentor me. Of course, the first person I'm going to give you, I'm sure that you're not going to come back. I'm very sure that you won't come back if you are not ready to be mentored, because the process of mentoring is not that I'm going to teach you what to do. I'm going to guide you through it. You have any challenge on that process, I'm there to say do it this way. And I'm sure that because I've tried it, it will possibly work. Your mentor is supposed to give you projects to do. You cannot have a mentor that does not have your time. So find a mentor that is passionate about giving back. And that's exactly where it is. A lot of people wants to really mentor people, but at the end you see that this mentor does not have my time, or this
Mhm.
mentor is busy. So it is not about the big guys there that is meant to be your mentor. You don't have that level of time again, right? At senior roles, they are just going to come to webinars like this and share their thoughts. But people who are going to be able to track your process, most of my mentees, I'm glad to say that they got jobs already. Why? Because my passion for them is that they must be doing fine. Some of them, they will go on hackathon, they'll come and meet me and say, we have done this. Just like the thing we are saying the other time, some of them tell me, oh, God, I've collected 1 gig, one assessment from UK. I said, well, it's wrong, but then you have to do it. I'm always there to guide them. One of them was talking about, I don't know how to use the Azure. They asked them to use for one assignment. It's what you're supposed to do. So your relationship with your mentor must be so, deep that he's there to know your next step. When he sees you, he knows that this is what you're trying to do. So for people who are passionate, and of course, it has to be passion. Because at times, even training people at times is stressful. Think about mentoring people. You want to say them, okay, apply for this opportunity. My job is to always share opportunities into my mentees group. Imagine. So it's my job when I see opportunities to share with them. So it has to be somebody that is passionate about seeing your growth. So not just say because this person is working in Facebook, this person is working in Instagram, you're already missing it already. The people you need are people who are ready to carry you along. Some mentors does not want their mentees to do better than themselves. Opportunities I'm
True.
applying to, I'm also sharing it with my mentees. I got into some. At times we meet ourselves in conferences out of the country. I'm so glad we might not have the same flight time, but we get to conferences. I'm glad to stop and say this is my mentee. We are both together in deep learning in Daba in Tunisia, deep learning in Daba, conference ICLR in Kenya, in Rwanda. I mean that's my job. That's how I share my status. About this week now, some of them they won grant like $1.5 million. Like these guys are doing pretty well for themselves, and even me that I'm mentor, I have that kind of money, Gunsha. But the beauty is that you have to look for people who basically have passion to see that you are growing. And these are people who know nothing, saying they've won one hackathon, they've gotten a trip to go to Abuja. Why am I saying all of this? Is because there must be results. That's how to measure if your mentees are doing pretty well. So look for people who have passion to train sincerely. who are willing, because they are ahead of you, they must be willing to share opportunities with you. Not that they are holding it that when you become this. And of course, you are going to also reap from it. All this money, they come back and say, "Oh, God, please, your account number." And of course, I'm happy to say that they gave me that, right? But the beauty is that that's people who have passion. The first thing is not going to be the money. The first thing is going to be that they are willing to see you grow. I'm going to see opportunity and say, "Oh, you are fit for this." I'm going to be the one to tell you. I'm going to call them for mock-up meetings and say, "Join this interview right now with me." They are done.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and do the interview. I've had people like that. I said, "With the way you perform, you don't go for that interview. Just tell them to be scheduled, or you're not fit for the job." Do you get, like, people who are ready to like give you to you their best with you? So almost all of them in my groups, they have one role. They're saying they're transitioning, they are doing all of that. So please, I think that the key things you have to look out for, as much as they have the experience, look out for people who have time to train you, that will be able willing to send opportunities your way. I hope that makes sense.
Hmm. Wow. Thank you so much for that insight. Please look for a mentor that will be available to you. That is very important. I remember a story. This one. I'm the corporate here. I mean, it was the English. Yes, corporate. Someone reached out. I was supposed to actually mentor her. I think there were two of them. But my schedule at that time was crazy. And I didn't have it in me to let them know that I'm sorry, I won't be available. I just kept on nodding here when they say, "Oh, I'm working on this, I'm doing that." I'll just be nodding here that, "Oh, okay, 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 okay." But with time, I knew that nah, this is nothing close to mentoring. Absolutely nothing close to mentoring. And I knew very well that I wasn't giving them the value that they needed to excel. And they got the message quickly. In fact, more quicker than I had imagined. And then they moved on. I was happy for them. I was happy for myself, but I wish I had time for them. So please, it's very important. Find someone that have time. People are busy. In all honesty, people are busy. Let's be frank with ourselves. People are busy. So, but then there are the likes of Israel, there are the likes of Iremide, the likes of even our community that would in the midst of the busy schedule, they're able to make out time to say, okay, this is a course that I want to do. Personally, I have chosen where I want to spend my free time. And sadly, it's not with mentoring people. Even though I love to guide people, but that is not it. If it comes along the side, fine, but it's not, that's not my own. My own calling is what I'm doing here right now. What I'm doing for the community. This is what I enjoy doing. This is the one I know that yes, I can put that time to do this one. Because this is where my core is at. But obviously not in mentoring people. Right. So find someone that will be available to you, someone that shares the same passion as you do, that is able to guide it. And if you even get there and see that the thing is not going the way you want, just like Israel said, there are some mentors that do not want to even do more than them. If you see that the relationship is not going well, please, oh, they did not plant your placenta there. Easy, move on to the next one. The person that you know that will be available for you. So I hope that was helpful. Um, Temi Lulua, yes, I hope that was helpful. I'm taking my time. Beautiful queen, that is what you should do. Take your time and get equipped. I'm really hoping that I did not. Oh, Samuel, thank you. Oh, I'm feeling emotional. That is why it's good to be honest, right? People like Ire will see you and say, okay, since you cannot mentor people, come and offer your value in this other area. And talking about community involvement, that was what got me my community ambassadorship role with AWS, from being in a community of tech enthusiasts sharing their passion and hosting events like this. They just called me and say, hey, we have this opening, are you interested? Of course, it's also a volunteering opportunity, and I got it. We were about I think there were three of us or so, and we all had the same quality, but they said, no, you know what, we want you to head this team. And today, if I want something from AWS, like AWS, I can meet my community leader and say, I want this from them. This is the particular talent I'm looking for, and it has to be an AWS, and they will give it to me. They've been giving it to me. But I wouldn't have had that access if I was just in the shadows. So you don't have to be an expert, to do these things. There are lots of things we have said today, plenty, 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 plenty. And also, let me also add, LinkedIn is something that we take for granted. I think we might have to put up a session for LinkedIn optimization. Do you know that there are sections on your LinkedIn where you can showcase your project? We're not saying you should go and share your company details there because if your company sue you, I'm sorry, but I'm not a lawyer. I won't be able to defend you. However, there are ways that you can showcase your projects there and say, I have worked on this project or I've contributed to this company. It could even be a project that lasted for 1 week. Nobody cares. All we need to know is what you did, your contribution to that project, and mm, how you can repeat that. Yes, if there is need for it, how you can repeat that. So I hope that everyone has taken one or two lessons. I would really have said we should share in the comment section again what we did mid time, like what you have gained. But I don't know if time will allow us for that because I won't lie, I'm enjoying this session and I don't want it to end. But we also have to, close the curtain at a point so people can go back to their loved ones, their family, go and take a bottle or two, or maybe go, I don't know, anything you want to do with your weekend. Yeah, so Bamidele, if you register for this event, you will certainly get the recording. If you registered for this event, I think there was a link for registration. If you registered, you definitely get it. So I think Israel has shared his LinkedIn account, so you can connect with him. For those of us who wants to connect with him, you can connect with Ire also, join our WhatsApp community. And if you also love to connect with me on LinkedIn, feel free. My name is Israel Pepe. I'll probably drop my LinkedIn link before this session is over. But I would also love to hear feedback. What is the one thing that stood out for you in this session? I would love to hear your feedback. The one thing that stood out for you in this session, what one thing is it that stood out for you in this session that you are going to run with? You will run with it when you wake up. When you are sleeping this night, you are going to bed with that thought. Even whatever you are going to do after now, you have it in mind that this is something I want to run with. This is something that is important to me for my next level. Oh, for my next plan, for my next action point, this is important. I'm going to be working with this. I would love to hear your feedback in the comment section. Quickly. Tell us what exactly it is that you've gotten, except Mr. Wole that is driving. I'm hoping to read from plenty of us. Please let me know in the comment section. Let me know. I would love to read from you. Okay, beautiful. Peter, it is the fact that I can't quit now. There's still so many things to learn. Bravo. I wish this was Snapchat. Thank you so much. Not Snapchat, what do you call it? FaceTime. So that as I'm clapping, they'll be sending you balloons. Peter, this is really, really encouraging to hear. You can't quit now. If you are tired, rest, but please do not quit. Thank you for that submission. Oludayo say one thing is skill up before looking at earning. Yes, absolutely, Oludayo. You have to have the skills. Tech is not blood money, it's hard work and network, you know. So you need to make sure that whatever money you aim to earn, you have the skill set and the enabling environment for you to get that. Thank you very much. I love your participation up to this point. If you don't mind, let us unmute our mic and say thank you to our speakers, Iremide and Israel. It has been an insightful session with both of you. I won't even lie. Please let us unmute our mic and say thank you to our amazing guests.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you
thank you,
so
thank you,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm still seeing all of the comments. Thank you too. Keep them
Thank you
coming.
so much.
Beautiful people. Thank you for joining us up at this point. So you can join us again next month. We do this every month because we want to build our talents from my LinkedIn. Okay, you can drop your LinkedIn, Charlie, if that's what you mean. You can drop your LinkedIn. Then of course we'll connect with you. Yeah, so we'll do this every month, and I look forward to hosting you again for February. And please tell others to tell others to tell others, because it's not enough to just be technical skills. You also need the. Okay, Charlie, maybe you chat me up. I don't know how I'm owing you. You will probably chat me up, then we can resolve that debt if I am truly owing you. Oh, Samuel, beautiful. Yeah, a long time connect. So I look forward to seeing you all in February. The notice will come out, of course, so everyone can prepare to attend. And for those of us that are interested in taking this case, please, the link I shared earlier, the link through, please use that to register. And feel free to share it on your WhatsApp, share it with your friends that you know are interested in learning this case. I love what Queen did. She paid for herself and others. That is some intentionality. Any friend that cannot contribute to my goods is why I like Ire. We know how we help each other. So tomorrow now when I'm balling, we're still in the process of balling. We can look into each other's eyes with love and say, yes, I'm happy to be part of your story, or you can be happy to be part of my story. So you can also register someone else, you can pay for them, or you can share the information with them, let them even know that this is a possibility. So with love in my heart and appreciation in my lips, I want to say thank you so much for staying till this very moment. You are the real deal. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you next month. Until then, please pursue your dreams and do not quit for anything. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Israel. Okay, let me share my LinkedIn. I don't think I HTTPS www. I think this is it. This is it. Hi, Yuri. Okay, Yuri is another call.